Deborah Borchardt, and this is your Marijuana Money Minute. This week we're coming to you from MJ Impact in New York City. We have a lot of big stories to cover, so I'll jump right in. Bright Green is a cannabis company with no revenue, but they began trading on the NASDAQ this week, despite the exchange's insistence that it won't list U.S. cannabis companies due to the product being federally illegal. But because Bright Green says that they have a contract with the DEA, which is the Drug Enforcement Agency, to produce cannabis for research purposes, the NASDAQ said that they considered that to be federally legal cannabis. So there you go. CANOPY Growth announced this week that they are buying Lemurian, which is better known as Jetty Extracts. That's a California-based producer of cannabis extracts. And it also is contingent upon THC getting legalized in the U.S. They are paying $69 million for Jetty. Cresco Labs reported their revenue fell from the fourth quarter of $217 million to the first quarter's $214 million. Now, Cresco Labs did note that the revenue increased 20% over last year's $178 million, and they beat analyst estimates. There were several lackluster quarters for the cannabis software company AKERNA, and they have now announced that they are evaluating strategic alternatives. The company also reported that their CFO, John Fowle, is leaving to pursue other interests. The board named Dean Ditto as their interim CFO. Fowle recently said on the company's earnings call that the ability of the company to continue as a going concern was dependent upon their ability to secure other sources of financing and reduce debt. Planet 13 Holdings announced that their revenue rose 8% to $25.7 million from last year's $23.8 million, but like a lot of companies, their revenue fell sequentially from the fourth quarter. Columbia Care reported that their revenue also fell sequentially from the fourth quarter to by 11% to $123 million. Having said that, it was a 43% increase over last year. Auxly Cannabis reported that their revenues rose 147% from last year to $22.6 million, but they too said that their revenues fell sequentially from the fourth quarter. They admitted that they had lower winter yields at their Auxly Leamington facility, and that hardware and packaging shortages due to supply chain disruptions affected the company. And that's it for this week. Next week, we're going to be reporting from Davos in Switzerland, where we'll be covering the psychedelic space. And I'm Deborah Borchardt from MJ Impact for the Green Market Report.